Good evening. You're watching News Night here on Times Now. Superstar Rajinikanth has sparked off a massive controversy with his remarks on Periyar. He has now refused to apologise after calls came in from a group in Tamil Nadu asking him to apologise. He's now claimed that he's only stated the facts when he said Periyar had indeed in 1971 undertaken a rally in Salem in which images of an unclothed Ram and Sita were displayed. He has also in fact produced newspaper and magazine clippings of the same story. Take a look at what Rajinikanth had said and then the reactions coming in from both sides of the political divide.
50 ஆண்டு விழாவில் நான் பேசின ஒரு விஷயம் அது கொஞ்சம் சர்ச்சையாக இருக்குது. 71 நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு நிகழ்வு நடக்கலை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, அதாவது இது அவுட்லுக் ஹிந்து குரூப் இது 2017 இதில் எழுதியிருக்காங்க. 71 சேலமில் அந்த ஊர்வலத்தில் ராமர் சீதை அது உருவபொம்மைகள் உடை இல்லாமல் செருப்பு மாலை அணிச்சு அது உருவத்தில் கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்லி இதிலே வந்துருக்கு. இல்லாத விஷயம் மட்டும் தான் ஒன்று சொல்லலை, கற்பனையாக ஒன்று சொல்லலை, மற்றவங்க சொன்னது தான் இதில் தான் நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். அண்டு லக்ஷ்மணா அந்த தரணியில் அங்கே தரணா பண்ண அந்த லக்ஷ்மண சார் அவர்களும் அது ஊர்ஜிதப்படுத்தியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நான் இல்லாத ஒன்று சொல்லியிருக்கேன்னு சொல்லி சர்ச்சை ஆகிட்டுருக்கு. நான் இல்லாத ஒன்றும் சொல்லலை, நான் கேள்விப்பட்டது இந்த மாதிரி மேக்னஸ் எழுத தான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். ஸோ இதுக்கு நான் மன்னிப்பு கேட்கணும், வருத்தத்தை தெரிவிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. சாரி, நான் மன்னிப்பு கேட்க முடியாது, வருத்தத்தை தெரிவிக்க முடியாதுன்னு சொல்லி தாழ்மையுடன் சொல்லிக் கொடுக்கிறேன்.
நண்பர் ரஜினிகாந்த் அவர்கள் அரசியல்வாதி அல்ல, அவர் ஒரு நடிகர். அது மட்டும் இல்லை, அவர்கிட்ட நான் ரொம்ப விரும்பி வேண்டி கேட்டுக்க விரும்புகிறது 95 ஆண்டு காலம் இந்த தமிழ் இனத்திற்காகவே வாழ்ந்து போராடி இந்த சமுதாயத்திற்காகவே வாழ்ந்து காட்டிய தந்தை பெரியார் அவர்களை பற்றி பேசுகிற போது கொஞ்சம் யோசித்து சிந்தித்து பேச வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் நண்பர் ரஜினிகாந்த் அவர்களுக்கு என்று அன்பான வேண்டுகோள்.
So just wanted to ask you, today Rajinikanth of course came out and said that there is no question of him apologizing for the remarks he made on Periyar because it's something that is factual. He even, brought out magazine clippings to show that this was not just a figment of his imagination. This was something that happened and therefore he's not going to apologize. How do you react to this, sir?
I'm really surprised. Not by the whole thing coming up again. How the DK is trying to run away from its traditional position. He should be saying with pride, yes, we did it.
Joining us tonight on News Night is S. Murari, senior journalist, Bhanu Chandra, the spokesperson of the BJP, and Alexander, who's an activist, joins us from Chennai. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us here on News Night. I'd like to start with S. Murari, if I could. The factual nature of what Rajinikanth has said has been borne out by newspaper clippings, magazine clippings, and he's very defiant, saying that I'm not making this up. This actually happened way back in 1971, no doubt, but this happened. Do you believe he's absolutely right in maintaining his stance?
No, I don't believe so, because I have seen Periyar. I don't think Rajinikanth has seen him. He was an iconoclast. He was against all religions. He was anti-Hindu. You can say a lot of things about him, but he had the courage of his convictions. He never ran away from whatever he said. He stood by whatever he said. Now, Rajini doesn't have any direct knowledge of what happened during the... I don't blame him for that, because he was nowhere in the picture at that point of time. He said it in Tuklak conference, and he said this is what happened. But the Dravidian leaders, DK leaders like Veeramani and Subhavira Pandey and all others say, immediately after that incident, Periyar himself wrote in Vidhuthalai, the mouthpiece of DK, where he said it's an atrocious lie, and he has given his version of the incident. There was a conference, rationalist conference, where these Hindu idols procession were taken in a procession, and there was also a demonstration by Sanghites, and it turned violent and they hurled chapels, and one of the chapels landed on a van which was carrying the idols of Ram and Lakshman and Sita. This is what has happened. Another version doing the rounds is Periyar himself has gone on record. Yes, they threw chapels at me, and one of the DK cadres seized the chapel and.
So you're disputing the version, Mr. Murari, you're disputing the version of Rajinikanth, even though he's come out with newspaper and magazine clippings, one from the Tughlaq magazine, one from another media house. And he's also, Mr. Murari, once again, he's also.
I am also a journalist.
Yes,
Please
of course.
Listen to me.
No, but
I am also a journalist. I am also, during that period, I was very active in journalism.
Right.
1971 was very active. So one newspaper writing now, and what happened during that period, I was expressed. I knew, I read all the reports.
So are you saying that those clippings do not present the entire truth? Is that what you're saying?
Please, that particular issue we are ready to reproduce.
No, are you saying that the clippings produced...
we are ready to reproduce.
Okay, fair enough. Bhanu Chandra, respond to this. Bhanu Chandra...
They were based on hearsay.
Okay, well, Bhanu Chandra, Mr. Murari says that Rajinikanth is presenting a version of what happened.
If Tughlaq has been seized, as he says,
one second.
Currently they have archives.
Okay.
Definitely an important issue that is covered.
Let Bhanu Chandra respond to this.
Tughlaq not have archives.
Let Bhanu Chandra respond to what you're saying, Mr. Murari. Bhanu, what Mr. Murari is saying that Rajinikanth is presenting a version of what happened, not necessarily what actually happened.
The fight for the soul of Tamil Nadu has been amplified. Tamil Nadu is a place where Hinduism thrived and achieved great glories. The glorious temples, the grandest literature, the rich traditions stand testimony to it. It was under attack during the last few decades from Periyar and his progeny, the DMK party, which are distinctly anti-Hindu. Time and again, voices have come up from the ground to protect Dharma whenever it is in danger. Today, Rajinikanth, India's most beloved actor, has come up and said this. Many BJP leaders have actually raised such issues of what Periyar has done before, again and again.
You can wax all eloquent on this, but if the facts are not established, then it's just rhetoric, nothing else. The facts are not been established yet, because what Mr. Murari is saying, Rajinikanth is presenting a version of what happened.
It is absolutely dishonest. Mr. Murari should take back whatever he said. Rajinikanth is showing pictures and news reports from Outlook and the Hindu very venerable publications.
And why should we believe what
I
was a journalist in 1971.
The publications are there before.
I was witness to this.
This is ridiculous. I mean, at least be honest.
What about the Vidhuthalai publication? What about Borosali? What about other publications?
And let people
deny it. Be selective with what you are saying.
Oh, wow, like we should believe Murasali, the DMK's mouthpiece,
I'm a journalist,
and not the Hindu
and
the Outlook. What ridiculous statement is this?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
I
what?
believe,
so what if you're a journalist? Like
as
it has
I
been
said
shown
in
in
my
Outlook. Your fellow journalists have put it in Outlook and the
Periyar
Hindu.
may have 1,000
This is
faults,
ridiculous. Be
but
honest,
he
this is
never
absolute
lied.
dishonesty.
He had the courage to say, if such a thing happened, you would have admitted.
Okay. Now, one second. And let's not, getting loud. Mr. Bhanu Chandra, this is a forum for debate, sir. And this is, one second, please, gentlemen, please.
Magazine,
Mr. Murari, one second, sir.
One second. Magazine, the particular issue.
Yes, 1 second. Now, give me a second. Alexander, I want to come to you right now.
What nonsense are you talking about?
Mr. Bhanu Chandra, please. This is a forum for debate. Don't make this into a shouting match, sir. Please.
It is for the people to decide which one is
exactly.
true.
It is for the people to decide. You can put your views forward. That does not mean you take it as a gospel truth. Now, please, Mr. Murari and Mr. Chandra, both of you, sir. Please, I'm requesting you. I'm requesting you, sir. There are other guests on the show. Faders down, please. Alexander, I want to come to you right now. Alexander, the point seems to be the BJP is clearly supporting Mr. Rajinikanth, and this is perhaps for the first time in his, let's call it a semi-political career, because he's not an out-and-out politician yet. Although he's made some forays, he's always taken his words back. He's, oscillated from previous positions. But this is perhaps for the first time, Alexander, we are seeing Rajinikanth sticking to what he has said, sticking to his guns. Does that signify something important to you?
See, first thing is, right, there's a big fight happening between all these people in terms of what needs to be agreed or what needs to be looked at, right? But we are in 2020 at this moment. Can you hear me?
Yes, Alexander, very clear. Go ahead. You're absolutely right. We're in 2020, and why is Rajinikanth raking up what happened in 71?
But we are in 2020. But we are in 2020. Why Rajinikanth has to go back and speak something about 1971, whereas Rajinikanth came to Tamil Nadu in 1973, right? If he's so attached to what he is speaking right now, he should have spoken when Jayalalitha or Karnataka was in full power, He should have spoken these things in 1996 when there was a big chance for him. But what is happening, what is the common man feeling, what is coming out is currently we are like having a perception that, Tamil Nadu is against BJP, right? And we always feel that there is a religious feelings happening across the state, right? Across the country now it has been forced towards Tamil Nadu as well. Now, with this, overall perception going on with Rajinikanth as an actor, right? And who is emerging to be a politician, putting the statement, in a meet, right? It's not required because this particular land is a democratic land, which has always been seeing Periyar as one of a very big, how you can say, leader or a person who won a lot of things, who gave a lot of things on the self-respect movement, women rights, untouchabilities, who took away the caste system. He's not only fought against
what you're saying is you're doubting the motive of Rajinikanth to bring this up in 2020 when he could have done this any time in the past 20 years. He did not do that. Why this sudden? Yes.
Yeah, he didn't. Okay. Yeah, he didn't have courage to do it. Yeah, when there is two big parties, the thing which he's doing right now clearly says that he's been backed up by BJP, right? And then what is called the Sanghi Rajini is started right now, right? If he's doing that, the respect which we have for Rajinikanth an actor will eventually evade.
Okay, right? let me put this to Bhanu Chandra. Let me put this to Bhanu Chandra. Bhanu, Alexander says this is clearly political, backed by the Sangh and the BJP, and he could have said the same thing if he knew about it for the past 20, 30, 40 years. He did not do so. So it's overtly political. And to top that all, Bhanu, just because you say Rajini is right doesn't necessarily make him right. There are versions floating around it, people who are witnesses to what happened. And in fact, as Mr. Murari pointed out, Periyar also wrote about this. He had an article that came out immediately after the controversy in 1971 where he completely denied that this happened. How would you respond to all these questions, one by one, Bhanu?
First of all, taking pot shot at Rajinikanth, putting him through ad hominem attacks is really silly. Like the honest thing would be to place it before the people and see what people decide. Number one. Number two, Rajini need not actually go and choose the timing. Mr. Alexander might not be comfortable with the timing, so he need not satisfy Mr. Alexander. Number two. Number three, Periyar has said some absolutely egregious and
why it is really required at this point.
Let him finish his point. Alexander, I'll come back to you. Let him finish his points. Let him finish. Yes, go ahead, Bhanu. Go ahead, Bhanu.
First of all,
okay.
So he has been absolutely made vile comments about Hinduism. Even he called Tirukural one of the greatest works written in Tamil. He compared it to human excreta. The Silapadikaram, one of the greatest epics written in Tamil Nadu. He actually trashed it. He called it a Hindu conspiracy. He did not want British to leave India. He wanted India to remain a slave to the British. The comments on Gandhi and Ambedkar, people should go and read it. The thing is, since Chennai is so far away from Delhi, and due to linguistic problems, the absolutely retrograde, vile statements of Periyar has not come out. I'm glad that it is coming out. People should actually take note of it, and they will actually answer the anti-Hindu DMK
so you're clearly suggesting that Periyar...
Mr. Stalin has been making vile comments about
so you're
Hinduism,
saying...
even in the
okay, fine. I gather
recently.
from your comments, Bhanu, that you're not a big fan of Periyar.
I'm glad that it is coming out.
Okay, from your comments, Bhanu, I can gather that you're not a big fan of Periyar, although many people in Tamil Nadu are, whether you like it or not. Now, Alexander, quickly rebuttal on what Bhanu Chandra has said right now. Then I want to go back to Mr. Murari to further question really the sources of this material, which Rajinikanth is clearly staying defined by. But first, Alexander, respond to what Bhanu has said about Periyar. And of course, he also accuses Periyar of pathologically being perhaps anti a particular faith that happens to be Hinduism.
Thanks for that. So, there are many things which is coming out which is irrelevant to this current time. Yeah. Example, when you pointed out that the timing is not relevant to me. Yeah, the timing is relevant because it is a time where the next election is going to come, and he is very clearly coming into the election rally, and he wants to have an agenda. So now the agenda is very clear that he is going to support the Hinduism, right? So it is going to be a religious-based battle. So this is all the stepping stone for him, right?
So you basically are saying that
And
the
that has
timing is
been
everything.
that has been used in.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Murari, respond
So
to what Bhanu
it has
Chandra
been
has said
perfectly
now.
planned. Yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
one more thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Rajini has this common thing. In 2002, he spoke about Periyar and Rajaji, right? When this DK Veeramani opposed it, he backed it. That is the time when he had the Baba film coming up. So this is a normal thing for Rajini to say statements and take it back foot. Yeah? And today, when we don't have a strong opposition like Jayalalitha, the Iron Lady and all these people, he can float the statements and he wants to be clear
So
that it is a
political
stepping stone
opportunism
for
very
Hindi
clearly and
flavor kind of
blatantly is
stuff.
what you're saying this is. Mr. Murari, respond to what Bhanu is saying. He also made some comments on this show about Periyar. Now, I know that he doesn't seem to be a fan of Periyar, but a large majority of Tamil Nadu citizens are, whether he likes it or not.
No, even Rajini cannot do
See, I don't want to go into
opposing Periyar here.
Right, Mr. Murari, go ahead.
Nobody is a holy cow, including Periyar. Let me say something. Nobody is a holy cow, whether it's Periyar or Rajini for that matter. That is the point number. Freedom of expression. And Periyar, they don't know. There's only one side of Periyar. He took part in this Vaikam Satyagraha along with Narayana Guru in Kerala. One God, one community. He was a great reformer. And he also fought for women's rights. There are so many aspects to Periyar. He was an iconoclast until the very end. He had very close relationship with respect and love for Rajaji. They were two opposite poles. That is the understanding. And he attended Rajaji's funeral also, and he wrote an editorial. Here was a truly evolved Brahmin, supposed to be anti-Brahmin. That is one side. Another is he always attacked Hindu beliefs. And the reason he gave was, I don't attack other religions because I am not very familiar with this. I was born Hindu, so I am attacking them. All these are beside the point. And as about timing of this, it is nothing to do with politics or anything. It was a function, 50th anniversary of Tughlaq function, where Rajini said how Tughlaq was fearless right from the beginning under Cho. And the tradition is being followed. And as an instance, he cited this and also how Cho fought emergency. These both are facts. And he also attacked Periyar and DMK and all that. That's all history.
So are you saying, Mr. Murari, that Rajinikanth has the right?
That.
Are you saying then, Rajinikanth, since you mentioned that even Periyar is not a holy cow, Rajinikanth is not a holy cow, are you saying that whatever he is saying, he has a right to his own opinion?
Right. Yes,
but
right.
my question then is it factually true?
He has owned up.
Is it factually true or not?
No,
because
that is for others to prove. There are two versions, let them prove it.
No, but do you believe Rajinikanth's version? Because
he's not correct. But there are others who may say it happened.
So he has a right to bring this up?
I have seen Periyar.
Okay.
Yes, he has a right. He has a right to talk about it. If he is wrong, he must be ready to apologize. And the DK is ready to prove him wrong. That's the point.
No, but who decides what is the actual version of events that happened as they did in 1971, sir? Because there are publications who have carried that particular strand, the version of the story, suggesting there were pictures of Ram and Sita unclothed, allegedly, and they were also garlanded with slippers, allegedly. He's produced clippings to that effect as well. So who's to decide, really, whether or not the DK version is right, or Periyar's article is the honest truth, or what Rajini said is true? Who's to decide this?
No,
See, one more thing.
First stone. So let him come out with the proof.
No, but he has allegedly.
They are in the defensive. DK said
ostensibly, Rajinikanth, ostensibly he says he came out with the clippings today and said that look, the story was reprinted in Outlook and the Hindu in 2017. So for him and his supporters, that is enough proof.
I don't think it was reprinted. It was only quoted, I think. I'm not very sure about that.
Well, we saw that press conference. Alexander wants to come in, then we'll go back to Bhanu Chandra. Alexander, please go ahead.
So, the fact which I'm trying to comment, right? So, everyone is saying that he is trying to speak about Tughlaq and how fearful, how fearless it was. So, he quoted this, right? So, if you want to say the same thing about Tughlaq, right? There are a lot of things where Tughlaq was fearless and they are exposed to it. Example, the Misa as well, what has happened in Tamil Nadu. So why he has not touched all these things? What is coming to a common man, kind of a common man, what we think about it is, right? So if he wants to speak anything about the fearless, about what Tughlaq has done, there are a lot of things which he could have pointed out.
No, but you can't pick and choose, sir. If he decides to highlight this particular point, that's up to him.
No, you can't.
No, it is
no.
No, I'm not dictating the agenda for him. But what I'm clearly saying is he's saying all these things because it is going to be a stepping stone for his next election, which is coming up. So, nobody can say that he is not doing it. Because Tamil Nadu has always been a Dravidian. Yeah.
See,
No. Wait. Let me finish it. Yeah, let me finish it. Because this Tamil Nadu has been always been DMK or ADMK.
Rationalism and no God.
So now, there's a talk going on, right? There's always a linguistic problem between the Delhi and Tamil Nadu. There's a distance between Delhi and Tamil Nadu, right? So do you mean that Tamil Nadu has been isolated for all these years in terms of the religion? No, we don't accept that. So in Tamil Nadu, we have multicultural, multilingual, and multi-religious. And we'll be living in the land of Periyar. Now, I support a lot of things which Periyar done, and there could be a couple of things which he has not done properly. But it is not the time which has been, where he has to say only the wrong thing which Periyar committed. But if he wants to have the guts to speak about Periyar in the stage of Tukhlak, he also needs to point out what he has done, good things.
Okay, but Alexander, here's a question for you then. Before I go back to Banu, here's a question then. Alexander, let me ask you something. If you are saying that this is clearly going against Periyar's, the work he's done and his values as well, what about the political, as Bhanu Chandra puts it, the political progeny of Periyar? Why is the DMK then not taking an all-out stance? All MK Stalin is saying is not taking Rajini head on. He's saying that he should think before he speaks. If the DMK believes that Rajinikanth is perhaps distorting history, why are they not taking a more aggressive stance against it?
See, currently we have a respect for Rajinikanth as an actor, right? And we never had a direct head-on like what Rajini said right now. So I'm not supporter of a DMK or an ADMK, but what I'm saying is we need to wait and watch how DMK reacts to it. If you see, the Udayanithi Stalin has given a strong statement, and even Stalin said that he's just an actor, he's not a politician to revert back.
But nobody till date has said that Rajinikanth. But nobody till date has said that Rajinikanth or whatever he's saying is outrightly false. Nobody has said that, sir. I must point that out, and that perhaps is where the story lies. Bhanu Chandra, you heard Mr. Murari and Alexander out as well. Please respond to them. Go ahead, Mr. Bhanu Chandra.
See, Mr. Alexander is like, going all over the place, okay? What if he's an actor? Can't he have his opinions? Like we had actor chief ministers, MGR was an actor, Jayalalitha was an actor, Mr. Karunanidhi himself from the film industry. And he actually the thing about Periyarism is they have never spoken, the Periyar is the self-proclaimed Periyarists have absolutely whitewashed this aspect of Periyar where he was very crudely anti-Hindu, like what Mr. Rajinikanth was pointed out. If DMK party has any guts, let them actually own up to this. Okay, the fountainhead of the current DMK is Periyarist and is teaching. If that is the case, let them own up to it. Let them place it before people and let people take a call. The thing is, this is a fight for the soul of Tamil Nadu, as I said. Whether Tamil Nadu wants to be a spiritual wasteland as defined by DMK or it has to reclaim its spiritual traditions is the big fight. And Mr. Rajinikanth rightly has actually taken up this issue, and people should not actually get into this epistemological hand-waving. Say that who's true, who's not, etc., etc. The records of the day say that such an incident of desecration of the Sri Ram and Sita has happened, which are revered not only in Tamil Nadu but all over India. The DMK has to answer for it. Just own up to whatever it is. Be honest. Say that you are Periyar followers and Periyar did it, and own up to it and place it before the people. Anything other hand waving and he and asking Rajinikanth to speak about something about Tukhlak and all is absolutely hand waving. It is
okay, Mr. S. Murari, I'll give you the last word. I'll give you the last word, Mr. S. Murari. Go ahead. We have little time on this. Bhanu, I've heard you out. S. Murari gets the last word on this. Go ahead, Mr. Murari.
Now, if BJP wants to whip up passion on religion, that is the only agenda it has had everywhere. It says it will work in Tamil Nadu also. It did not work in the last Lok Sabha elections. It will not work again. It's Periyar's land, whether you like it or not. And there are burning issues. Religion is not one of them. And more important, Annadure himself moved away from Periyar's no God policy. It's one God, one community.
All right. We leave it there for the moment. Of course, questions still are answered about why did Rajinikanth choose only to highlight this particular topic. There are burning issues that he could have spoken on. But that, of course, is up to him. As Mr. Murari pointed out, everyone has the right to their own opinion. Bhanu Chandra from the BJP, thank you for joining us. Alexander, as well as S. Murani, thank you for being on Newsnight. That was the show. I'm Athar Khan. Thank you for watching.